While federal Labor's been tearing itself apart over the leadership battle, in Queensland, Premier Anna Bligh's Labor government has been fighting for its life. The Bligh government is facing an electoral rout which could cost it half its seats in the March 24 state election. So the contest has descended into mudslinging as a desperate government steps up its attacks on Liberal National Party leader Campbell Newman over his business dealings, and the opposition accuses the government of gutter politics. John Taylor reports from Queensland.
Newman's wife Lisa and brother Seb are friends with Liam Smith.
Labor is not going down without a fight. It's released a series of attack ads targeting Campbell Newman's family's financial dealings. They're obviously getting under his skin.
So Campbell Newman has a wife Lisa, who has a brother Seb, who has a mate Liam, and Liam has a dog, and the dog ate the homework and also ate the hamster. I mean, come on.
The Labor Party is facing its own longevity issues, but it's now frequently going back even further to reference the infamous days of former Premier Sir Joh Bjelke-Petersen.
We've come a long way since the 1980s, when the old Nationals were running the show. We know what corruption was around then. Mr Newman needs to come clean. He can clear all this up by just telling people what he knows and what his interests are. He clearly hasn't done that. That's what he needs to come clean on.
Anna Bligh's clinging to this sort of stuff. She's clinging to smear and innuendo like a drunk clinging to a light pole, you know?
Mr Newman vehemently denies any claims of impropriety, but it looks like no stone will go unthrown in this campaign. With the forced fervour of an American rally, the Liberal National Party officially launched their campaign yesterday. Campbell Newman is the man in the spotlight.
With your support, with the support of all Queenslanders, we can make Queensland a can-do place once more. Join us!
If the Liberal National Party and its leader Campbell Newman are to win, it must sweep into Greater Brisbane and take seats Labor's had a lock on for 2 decades. Seats like Brisbane's Mount Cootha are vital for victory at this election, but also for the future of the Labor Party if it loses.
Good run of those on the way in.
Thank you.
No worries, very good. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Andrew Fraser, at 35, is one of Labor's shining stars. He's Treasurer and the youngest ever Deputy Premier. A person who, from his mid-20s, has risen rapidly with an obvious ambition.
I want to be a future-focused Premier, a future-focused Treasurer.
He actually wants to be the other as well, one day.
I would like to be a future-focused Treasurer.
But right now, he's worried about fridges on footpaths outside a school.
Because, I mean, it may be an eyesore, but it really is dangerous to the children.
I'll send an email off to the council later on this morning. I'll just check what number it is. What number are you here?
He holds Mount Cootha with a slim margin and has already lost a few kilograms contesting his political future.
There's no doubt that it's all up for grabs. I think this is probably the most important election for the state since 1989. There is that much at stake. Whoever forms government after the 24th won't just be influencing the state for the next 3 years, but will largely have an impact over the decade and the decades to come.
Saxon Rice from the Liberal National Party is the woman most likely to replace him.
I spent a number of years working with Senate committee secretariats in Canberra. I spent a short amount of time working with federal members of parliament as a policy advisor. But importantly, my business background is having been Director of Global Business Development for Therese Rain's company.
Yes, Kevin Rudd's wife, in one of those Brisbane is still a small place moments. Saxon Rice has been campaigning full-time since August last year and reckons she's door-knocked 12,000 homes.
We absolutely need to win seats like Mount Cootha in order to form government, so it's very much a tough contest and one that I'm giving everything to.
But Labor in Mount Cootha is also vulnerable on its left. At the last election, the Greens attracted nearly a quarter of the primary vote, and there's an outside chance that candidate Adam Stone could win on preferences.
Even without doing very much, there's quite a good latent Greens vote here. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely still on us to get out there and talk to a lot of people to get that vote up to a threshold where we can take the seat. But we consider it to be winnable.
Adam Stone too is a former political staffer for Greens leader Senator Bob Brown.
I think it is a very progressive sort of electorate, and the challenge for us this time is that there is a strong mood around to try to oust the current government. And I think that tends to make voters more inclined to just swing from one old party to the other because they see them as the only ones capable of forming government. They want to ensure that the current mob aren't returned.
Mount Cootha is a microcosm of a much bigger contest occurring across Queensland. But for everyone involved, it's a fight worth waging, street by street.
I've never been under any illusion just how tough this seat will be to win. My opponent is a high-profile, ruthless Labor career politician. So I'm very much motivated by residents wanting change.
Well, this is what comes first. This is the most important thing, and this is the part of the job that's actually the best part, being a local member and representing a community. G'day, how you going? Nice to see you.
John Taylor reporting.